Recently I was at Bobbi Brown and I noticed that their Nudes in Bloom collection for spring was being nearly sold out because it had been out since the beginning of March and I didn't know. This is a collection that I've been waiting to arrive because I really think the colors are just so beautiful. It is a collection for spring and we are going into autumn now, but I still think that the colors are really appropriate for autumn. They're really pretty shades of nude and peach with a bit of coral, and I fell in love with the eyeshadow palette especially. I did get 2 items from the collection as well as their new pretty powerful mascara. So I thought I would just do a quick mini review of the products that I got and then show you how I recreated the makeup look that I'm wearing today, which is based on Katie Holmes' makeup in their ad campaign for the collection, the Nudes in Bloom collection. I've already done my foundation. I used a little bit of the Stila CC Cream, which is a green CC cream that transforms to the color of your skin tone, just to even out my skin tone a little bit. For concealer, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer Kit. I'm going to try and stick to as many Bobbi Brown products as I've got available to me. Obviously, I don't have any Bobbi Brown foundation or the BB cream, and I didn't buy everything from the collection, so I'm just going to make do with what I've got. In the Creamy Concealer Kit, you've got the concealer and setting powder, and I use shade Beige. I'm just going to apply it with my fingers to any areas where I still have a little bit of redness. And then I also use this as an under eye concealer. I prefer to apply this with my fingers because it makes the product more creamy and I find it easier to blend. My fingers warm the concealer up slightly and then it's just a little bit easier to work with. Then I use the setting powder from the Creamy Concealer Kit and the Real Techniques contour brush, which I do use for powder highlighter as well, but I find that it works really well for setting powder because it is like quite a small, slightly tapered brush. Then I am going to use the Diorskin Nude Tan bronzer in, I think this is 003 Zenith, which looks like this. It's a very light bronzer, so it's perfect for really light skin tones. Next I'm going to do my eyes using the Bobbi Brown Nectar Nude palette, which I got from the Nudes in Bloom collection. I'm going to start off just by using this palest color here, which is called Pale Cream. And I'm just going to use that all over my lid as sort of a base color. The next shade I'm going to use is the sparkly champagne gold shade, which is called Pink Bellini, which is this one over here. I find that this particular shade is best applied with my fingers because if I try and apply it with a brush, it just doesn't pick up the color. It just picks up sparkles, and I get like a random scattering of glitter on my eyes, and I don't really get any color. So I'm just going to apply that to the inner third of my eye using my finger. The third shade I'm going to use is called Soft Buff, which is this shade here. It's a sort of a very light matte brown, and it's got a very slight pink undertone. I'm just going to put that in the crease. I'm using the Gosh 348 little eyeshadow brush. It's like a small domed eyeshadow brush, and I find it works really well for putting shadow in the crease because it's so small and domed and soft. It just fits in really well. And then I'm going to bring that down like to the outer third of my eyelid as well. And then I also blend it up quite high because my eyes, especially this one, as you can see, is quite hooded on the outer side. Actually, I've got one drooping eyelid now that I've drawn attention to it. So I need to bring my shadow up a little bit higher than usual. Using the same little rounded Gosh eyeshadow brush. I'm not sure what they call this. They just call it a domed eyeshadow brush, I think. I'm going to use that same Soft Buff shade that I've used in my crease, just a little bit under my lower lashes. And then I'm going to use a very, very, very small amount of the slightly darker matte brown called Earth, which is this one over here. Really literally, I'm just going to use the little brush that came in the palette, and I'm only going to add a touch of that to the outer corner. Brush that came in the palette is actually small and sort of narrow enough, sharp enough that it actually applies, works really well to apply shadow as liner. So I'm basically using that dark matte black brown along my lash line as a liner, and then just winging it out slightly in the corners. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown, this is actually called Everything Mascara, but it's been repackaged as a pretty powerful mascara in this pink packaging, and 100% of the proceeds of the sale of all of these mascaras is going to help empower, I think educate girls in the developing world. So it's really for a great cause, and basically it's sort of a really standard eyeshadow brush. I actually really like this because the brush is just so soft. Sometimes these hard plastic bristles, like the Chanel mascaras have these really hard plastic bristles. I sometimes find if I go too close to my lash line, they actually like poke me in the eye, and it's quite uncomfortable, whereas this is just soft and comfortable to apply. In the promotional campaign for the Nudes in Bloom range, the lipstick that they actually used on Katie Holmes in the campaign photos was the Bobbi Brown Rich Lip Color in Soft Coral, which I happen to actually own. So when I saw that, I was like, oh good, I can just use this, which looks like this. This is like a really pretty orangey shade, and orange is going to be really big in summer. Obviously we're going into winter now, but what I love about the colors in this palette and in this range is that they're beautiful for spring, but they're also pretty for autumn as well. Like they're the same sort of shades that I associate with autumn. And in the sort of online Get the Look page on the Bobbi Brown website, and they say what makeup they used on Katie Holmes. They used the lip gloss in Nectar, which was sold out, so I bought the high shimmer lip gloss in Bare Peach. So basically I'm going to use that over the Soft Coral lipstick, just to give it a bit of shine. And the pot rouge that comes with this collection, called Hibiscus, is what they used in their ad campaign for the collection, and it's a really pretty red coral that blends out to quite a sheer pink coral color. And the closest thing that I have, I did not buy the pot rouge, so the closest thing that I have is the Benefit Coralista. So that is what I decided to use in its place. It's sort of really pretty coral pink. Although the tip that I have, if you don't want to buy the pot rouge from the collection, although it is very useful because you can use it for your lips and your cheeks, so it's sort of like a multi-purpose product. But if you don't want to buy it, I looked up on dupes online, and apparently the Clinique Pop blushes, which are launching in South Africa in April, one of them called Ginger Pop is pretty much an exact dupe in powder form for the pot rouge in Hibiscus. So those are only 280 Rand at Clinique counters. So if you want to recreate this look, obviously Benefit Coralista is not available in South Africa, then you can check out in April any Clinique counters that get in the pop blushes for spring, and you can get the shade Ginger, and that will give you pretty much a dupe for the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge in Hibiscus. The Nudes in Bloom collection also included a beautiful shimmer brick. I think it was in shade Nectar, which was sort of pinky corals. I didn't purchase the shimmer brick obviously because they're very pricey, and I've already got a shimmer brick in beige, which pretty much goes with everything, so I thought I'd just stick with that. So that basically is the finished Nectar and Nude makeup look that I recreated from Bobbi Brown's website, using as many of the Bobbi Brown products that I own and the 3 products that I purchased. I hope it was useful, and I hope you like it. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.